Hello. I know Ali's here because Ali just commented. Lizzie commented ages ago. I don't know if Lizzie's still waiting or if she's gone. Um, I'm an easily convinced person. Uh, this glare is also really annoying. It's the one thing about doing sprints alone that I hate because I'm so big on the screen. You can see all of this, but I'm not moving. I'm putting a big light on. Screw that. Oh, hello. I should have known you'd be here. You're always here. I love it. Like all the sprints that I watch, you're always here. Love it. Oh, Lizzie's still here. Hello. Forgot I put this tab open. I love to think that you were just on your laptop and then I just started talking out of nowhere because that would be brilliant. Oh, Ashley's here. I mean, if you really want, I can start talking faster, then maybe we get things through quicker, but I don't know if everyone can understand how fast I speak if I speak normally, so Oh, same. But yeah, I could talk faster, but you can't make things happen faster than they're happening in real life. So that's the struggle there. I feel like every time, the two times that I have sprinted or been on watching a sprint with Ali, uh, she's been trying to figure out what book to read because she can't just pick. Who's talking to me? This is just very rude. Oh, I have so many things that I need to do, want to do. I don't know. Um am I gonna do them while I'm here or am I just gonna read? I don't know. But your hair's got so long. I know. That's what 14 months now? Well, 13 and a half months of just letting it grow. Uh so I'm trying to persevere with growing it until I have the house to myself. And then I want to see if once I've kind of got that area of my life organized, if I can deal with hair again or if I'm going to shave it again. So how dare they? Who is that? I haven't asked anyone. Because I'm just creeping back in. It feels weird. There's a few people I could ask, but primarily last minute it would be Ali. But Ali was like, I just want to read rather than host. So everyone else, I'm just kind of I don't know people. So if anyone wants to come on, I can send you the link. But I know, but I feel bad when it's last minute. I'm being like, "Hey, here's the link if you want to join." But you don't have to because then I feel like they feel like they have to when they don't, and it just that because I calm down because I had just asked a couple days ago for my other sprints. I don't want people to feel like they've got to say yes because they've said no. So I just don't say anything. It's just I just don't ask. Need to plan out the basis of what I'm filming tomorrow, 2 videos to film. I need to decide what video I'm gonna post next. Um, I have some video ideas, like meet the rats and stuff like that, but I just can't be bothered. I want to do a maybe meet the rats when I have my rat room. Um, the thing that's difficult is when I do a meet my rats thing, I do kind of want to put a little memoriam to the rats that have passed. And then obviously going forward, whenever I have litters and I have my keepers, I'll be like, here's my keepers. So you'll always know my rats. I just don't have the energy to go through and find videos or pictures of the rats that have passed because there's 20 of those. But obviously, the longer I wait, the more likely other rats are going to die. It's just a very complicated scenario that I am overcomplicating. But I do think it'll be nicer to do that when I have the rat room because then I can also do a rat room tour. So that's not helpful for this week. I have a couple of vlogs in mind, and I have one that's on the go, but that's going to be I'm being brave and I'm doing vlogs that are not just going to happen all in one because I'm an all-in-one person. I'm very much I will film, edit, and upload in one go. I can't film a video and then just put the files aside and then edit it later, or have a video edited and then just leave it to upload. But I have this vlog on the go where I have some clips in a folder, and that, the next time that I'm doing something for that vlog, I will then do that. Like, I feel like it's going to end up canned because I'm just going to lose track of it, but we are trying. But yeah, doesn't help for this week. Maybe there'll be no video this week. I don't know. I'm just, as I say, I've got a lot going on right now. I've got a committee meeting tomorrow for the fair. Then on Tuesday, I've been asked to help tutor. So basically, I used to work in Waterstones, and there was this woman came in with her son, who was like 6 at the time. He is now a teenager and about to do his exams at school. So he's also autistic, and his tutor doesn't understand that. So his mum was like, "Hey, like we had a chat back when you worked in Waterstones, and you said you'd maybe be happy to do that." And I'm just like, "They're going to pay me," and I'm like, "I need money. I will attempt to tutor, even though I don't think I'm that smart." But like I will give it a try. Like you don't have to pay me until like I've done anything. So I've got a meeting at his school that the mum wants me to go along to, just because like it's about picking subjects. So I've got that on Tuesday. Wednesday I have another committee meeting. But I've also said that starting tomorrow I'm gonna try and get up early and I'm gonna try and write my book. So I've still not picked a character name. I've still not named the little fictional town because it's based on the fair. I feel like someone's going to ask me what the fair is, and that will set us off on a tangent. So if you want to sprint, consider that. But yeah, I could set the book in the actual town that the fair is in, but then I feel like I'm too constricted to keeping it like genuine. Like, I don't know. I mean, it is probably going to just be exactly like the fair, but I don't know. I think I'm just going to make it a fictional town. Although it would be quite fun to like use the real streets. I don't know. I haven't decided. Maybe I'll make it the actual town, but just change the name. Like I will have all the same street names, but it'll be like, yeah, no, it's some random place. So I need to like think about that tonight. Although if I do just sit tomorrow and plan that, then it still counts towards working on the book because I need to do that. I need to name my character and my town before I start writing. I can't just put in like bracket like name to come or an X. So, I can either sit down tomorrow and work out the names, or I can do nothing and then wait 6 months and then still have to name them. So, need to do that, need to plan. And then I want to rebrand my art business. I want to work on some designs. I just need to bite the bullet and do some designs. And I think I'm just going to be like, hey, here's like 2 different t shirt designs or 1 t shirt design, limited edition, pre order, and then bulk order, or like, I don't know. I need to look into it and decide how I want to do that, as well as doing the designing. I also, because I'm not doing enough, I want to work on my mum's business. So my mum, and kind of me, but like I really don't do anything, um has a business called Twice Read Tales. It's secondhand books and like it's like a book box. Well, it's not really a book box, but it is. It's a box with goodies and a secondhand book. Um and it's like a mystery book. So, when you go on the Etsy, it'll be like, oh, I want a romance. But I want to try and expand that. Potentially do something similar. Not exactly what Hannah does, but sort of be able to make it more catered to a person. So somebody could order and be like, hey, here's my Goodreads. And then I could figure out what sort of books they like and then try and send them something that we have that I think they would like, just to make it a bit more personal. But I also just really want to work on the site. I want to get us away from Etsy because the fees are ridiculous. And I have paid probably £100 in the last year to host a Shopify website that doesn't actually exist because we had to close it down while mum moved. And I'm like, we need to decide if we're like making this website and, making it an actual business and not just some Etsy shop side hustle. So I want to work on that. I want to go to her house and take better pictures. And I just have so many little things I need to do. And I think I'm in this zone of wanting to do it all right now because I've got so much going on, like personally with like my gran moving out and just things like that, that I think I'm just overly stressed. I'm like, if I work on all these things, I won't be like so focused on all of that. So we're just gonna see what happens. I might just read tonight and then, but I don't know. Anyway, Ali is currently reading Ashes of the Sun and The Shadow People, so Oh wait, that's because I missed Lizzie's comment. After I finished Once Upon a Broken Heart, should I pick up Bluebird, The Shadow People, Ashes of the Sun, and The Blood Trial? I don't know. I don't know what. I think Once Upon a Broken Heart is the Stephanie Garber book, but I don't know what any of those other books are. But Ali suggests the books that she's reading. Maybe next break. First, need to get my life together. Accurate. Always need to do that. Me, not you, but both of us probably. Oh my god, I'm supposed to film this weekend. Decided to be a lazy potato instead. Same. I was really motivated this weekend, and then I just felt like crap, and I've just stayed in bed all day in my new Toy Story pajamas. I am so excited. They have like these like pajama bottoms, funnily enough, but they just say Pizza Planet, and I'm obsessed. I am convinced that if Pizza Planet was a real place, it would be the best place. So I love having Pizza Planet merch. During the sprints, I'm either going to read I can't say TATA. It's got to be Tatat. Small Angels or Before the Coffee Gets Cold. Oh yes, I want to read Before the Coffee Gets Cold. I also have Tatat on my well, it's not on my actual TBR, but like it's on my you know what I mean. I have it. And I want to read it. And I know you said you didn't think it'd be my thing, which I'm really intrigued by. So now I really desperately want to squeeze it into my TBR just to like find out if that's true. I wish I was in the on one go. Yeah, I just hyper focus, and I know that if I film and then leave it, I'll forget about it and then I won't care about it. And then when I edit it, I'll be like, oh, I wish I'd said this, or I wish I'd done that. Because I do that sometimes when I edit, but I don't know. Because I guess because I'm in the same mind frame, same frame of mind. Is that the word? That yeah, because it's the same time. Like I don't tend to get annoyed at what I've said. I guess I don't know. Planning is writing. Yes, exactly. So it's just like I kind of want to figure those things out tonight so I can just start writing tomorrow, but then I think I need to like look over my rough outline and decide. I don't know. I think maybe I'm just procrastinating. That sounds quite likely. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Do I have what written down? Everything I need to do. I literally made a spreadsheet. And I've got like rebrand art, set up the site, design initial launch, work on the Twice Red Tails business plan thing, sort the site, take better product pics, work on book, name main character, name other characters. Right. So yeah, I've got a whole bunch of um things written down. Sorry, I'm trying to do like 25,000 things and I'm just like it's really weird. Like I've been, as I say this weekend, I've been like really kind of meh, but at the same time, I'm just like on the go and it is bothering me. I'm gonna worry about that in a minute because can't do everything at once. I've heard about Habitica. I should probably try it. I do have like a little, I say a little, it is little. I've got like a habit tracker in my bullet, it's not really a bullet journal, it's just a dotted diary. I don't know. This is all messy because I, for some reason, even though I knew I started on Sunday, thought this was Monday, so I had like all my things filled in for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I realized it was actually Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and I had to move it, and my Tipp-Ex broke, and it was just a whole issue. But I'm quite pleased with how my how my habit went last week. Like I did pretty well. But anyway, I know it's Sunday, but that doesn't mean anything to me. My days are all exactly the same. Sunday is no different to Monday, no different to Friday. It's all the same to me. But yeah, that's the plan, to like get up. The earliest I've woken up is like 10:30, 11. Like in the last like year. Usually it's like 1 p.m. because I can't go to sleep until like 3 or 4 a.m. So I am trying to go to bed before like 2, 3 a.m. And wake up. Tomorrow I'm gonna set my alarm for like 9:30 or 10, and I'm just gonna have to get up, sit, do the work, sit there and be like, what should I name my character? But Yeah. The claw. I've literally got, this is a really weird angle. I've got a Toy Story alien tattoo. Um, Not the tattoo I wanted. I was going for a very different vibe, but I was looking back on my messages to my artist the other day, and I literally said, "This is what I want, but like go wild," and he went wild, and it's great. So there is times I'm like, God, it's so big and it's not what I wanted, and then I'm just like, I just don't care. I really don't, because like it's fun. I filmed, but I can. Oh, I need to buy a second battery, but I can't be bothered. But do you know what annoys me the most about filming? I've got the Canon G7X Mark II, I don't know, one of those. But you know, the camera everybody has. I can only film for 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. I don't know if it's to do with how much the SD card can hold, but I mean, I could film until it cuts off at like 15 minutes about 20 times before the camera, like the SD card's even remotely half filled. So I don't know why it just cuts it off, because it makes it so annoying. I remember once I was filming a bookshelf like reorganization, and I just had to keep going back and turning the camera on. So the majority of the time lapse is just me going up to the camera to turn it back on, and it pisses me off. And I'm sure there probably is a way to fix it, but I can't be bothered to look into it. So I just suffer through. And my goal, one of my goals, I didn't mention my goal video because I've only just thought of it, is to try and keep my film like raw footage under 15 minutes, because it makes it quicker for me to edit. It stops me waffling, and it just gets things succinctly done, you know, like now. Like me now just waffling on. Oh god. The announcement video. Oh, for those of you that are not in Hannah's Discord, I'm not gonna like announce it because it's not my place. It's Ali's, but Ali's got something to announce. And it sounds like my worst nightmare. And I feel like I'm going to end up taking part, which is the worst bit. But if it gets me views and good content, it's worth it. But oh, it's a very Ali idea. And I'm here for it. It's gonna be the worst. I don't even know how long it is. I don't know if it's I don't know, but it's gonna be the worst time in my life, and I'm so excited. One day we will find a habit app that does it for us, but I need to try that one. I just can't have it that way. See, people always say what it's meant to be, what, 21 days it takes to form a habit, but I don't know. I don't know. I feel like if my brain decides something is worth doing, it'll just become a habit. But I have there's parties? Oh, okay. I really don't know what this app actually does, but oh wait, that's the one. I had that. And you get like points or something. It was the one that made it a game, right? Oh, I had that. I think I might have got it in 2020 though, so that's why it didn't work. I probably do too. See, mine doesn't. Mine's is like 18 minutes, and I think it's like 120, 250 gigabyte. I don't know. But as I say, it's not like if I film for 15 minutes, that's the SD card full. I literally like gone to New York. I mean, I wasn't filming 15-minute clips, but I came back with like 3 hours of footage, and the SD card was like 10% full. So I don't understand why I can't film for 3 hours long. Like, I don't get it. And I had about 10 SD cards. Well, let's be realistic. I had about 3 or 4 SD cards. I only know where the one in the camera is, so love that. 3 batteries and a 256 gigabyte card. See, I think that's the SD card that I have. But yeah, oh, I have had my camera die mid filming before, and I think I've scrapped a load of videos. If I ever missed a TBR or a wrap up, it's because I filmed half of it and then that happened, and I just said, no one cares anymore. Hello. That was very enthusiastic of me. I'm very pleased to see this energy from me. Between 21 and 150. I can deal with doing something for 21 days to see if it builds a habit, but I feel like if someone's like, you've got to do this for 150 days and then it'll be a habit, I feel like someone's just taking the piss. They're just making me look like a mug, making me do something 150 times when I don't want to. Like, surely not. Surely not 150 days. You can slay monsters, yes. Oh my god. True. But like, no, I'm not doing 150. I mean, you've breathed. I hope. Just gonna film on Wednesday. Yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna film. I don't know what I'm gonna film. I just know that I have 101 things that I want to do, and my brain wants to do them all right now. So I love that. Also, I've got this little lap table, so this is why it's jiggling, because yeah. Anyway, regarding books, because I don't know what I'm doing, I might do some I might open Shopify, look at it and go, oh, I'm not dealing with that. Uh but I might just do as Lizzie says. I've lost the comment because it was a while back. There it is. And just read. Because I did want to have a second book finished for the first week of the year. And I mean, I'm nowhere near that. So, like, maybe I should, read some more today so that I am ready to finish some books this week. I don't know. But I'm still reading Isaac and the Egg and Miriam Margolyes, and Isaac and the Egg's interesting. I think this is one that I'm just gonna like read a little bit every day. This, I'm loving this. This is brilliant. But I mean, it's Miriam Margolyes. I love her. I literally read this in her voice. I was gonna do the audiobook, but chose not to. And I didn't need to because I just hear her reading it. But I mean, I'm 60 pages in and it's just brilliant. Like, just some of the stuff so far, I'm just like, okay. So I'm loving that one. It is definitely one that I'm reading slower than I want to be reading, but I think it's because, like, with fiction, you can kind of, I don't want to say skim read, but I feel like I can read it faster because not every word matters. Is that what I'm trying to say? I don't know. I don't know. I'm reading every single word of this, whereas with fiction, I guess I don't. I don't know, but that's where we're at. I'm not surprising, but you do it every day. YouTube didn't post my comment. That is very rude of YouTube. Oh god, that's still not a habit for me. It's in my habit tracker to do my teeth every day. I think it's a mixture of like mental health and being depressed. I'm not so depressed now, but I was very depressed for the majority of my life so far. I mean, I'd say out of 16 years, out of 26 years, I've probably been depressed like 16 of them at least. So yeah, depression, sensory issues, it lacked, and it's now a thing where I'm like, right, I really should get on that because I hate the dentist. I don't do dentists, so like maybe we should brush our teeth more often and, you know, not have to go to the dentist. And I only missed 2 days last week. I did only brush my teeth like at night, but it's a start, so I am pleased with it. Checking what box of sleep monsters was the trick. Won't forget it now. I think my issue with habits is that even though I want to check off the box of sleep monsters, I never remember a time when I'm going to actually go. I've kind of made it like a habit to do this at the end of the day. Although it's really annoying because sometimes like I've sat and marked off the day, like I've drank my water and I've had a shower. And I don't want to preemptively circle in the teeth box. But I know what'll happen is I'll get up and go to the toilet at like 2 a.m. and I'll be like, brush my teeth, and then I've got to remember in the morning to check it off. But we're getting there. Amy's here. Hello. Oh, I was just talking about having to name my character so I can start writing because I can't do like a insert name. And we were talking about how planning is writing, so it counts. But hopefully, I start writing tomorrow. Also, I love that I can be like, when this whatever you're writing comes out, I can say, "Amy wrote that because of me." I'm gonna take the credit for that book now, Amy. Spend all day remembering a habit, not a good time to do it, and then forgetting again. Yep, you always remember to do something when it's inconvenient to do it, and then when you can do it, you forgot about it. Same. Starting with Habitica was the thing that my friends did around the same time. Yeah, that definitely helps. Okay, it's been 25 minutes, so I'm not gonna be that person that talks for half an hour, even though I already have been. Um, as I say, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know if I'm gonna read. I don't know if I'm gonna plan. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but we're all gonna do something. We're gonna be productive. We're gonna give you something to check off on your Habitica app. You're gonna do something to do that. I know what I'm trying to say. It doesn't make sense. This is why I don't do sprints on my own, because I just babble. Anyway, Hannah's timer once again, because it's perfect. What has Ali done? Smart. I might do that when I have the house to myself, just have a toothbrush down the stairs as well. And yes, I'm gonna send you like that's what I was doing earlier, and I was like, I can't do everything at once, so I'm gonna do that while we're in here. So let's get going, and I'll see you all after 9. I can't do maths. Oh, hello. Why not? That made so much sense to just have fireworks today. That is something. I have just been sitting staring at a list of names for my art business. And some of them are actually an attack. So Wix, the like website company, has like a business name generator. And some of them are good. It's like artist novella, creative novella, novella in color. There's one name that I wish I'd seen when I was rebranding the channel. Like not even rebranding the channel, but like I don't know, I like the name of it for something bookish. But anyway, I won't use it, so I can just tell you it's Novella Nook. And I'm like, I could work with that for like a bookish thing. But yeah, there are some of these suggested names. I need to try and find one where they're just it just feels like it's calling me out a little bit. And of course I can't find them now. Where are they? There was one. It was like snappy novella, vegan novella, tropical novella, naval novella. But yeah, like there's just there. I just thought snappy novella, and it's right next to friendly novella. So you know, I was like, make your mind up. Um, some of them have nothing to do with. There's one that just says memoir. Like yeah, that has so much to do with artist and novella. Novella library again. This is not artist. That's bookish. The gorilla. Like where does the gorilla come into this? So yeah, there's a couple names that I like. The thing that I'm Novella and Co. The thing I'm struggling with is the majority of names aren't available on Instagram. So I can't change the name. Also give me 1 second, because if you watched my last sprints or you watched Ali's sprints, on both of those events, I had to run off and watch a live draw to potentially win money, and that just happened again tonight. Didn't win money, but I did win a free ticket into the draw, and they've just messaged me just to ask what are they wanting. Oh, they want me to share the winner's post because I won, so obviously. But anyway, I've won a free ticket into Wednesday's £500 cash draw. So let's hope that I win £500 on Wednesday, because that would be really fucking great. I mean, it would have been great if I'd won £500 or 1,000 tonight, but you know, it's fine. Relatable. Someone's setting off Hannah. What have I missed? Nice. I forget that you read fast. It's really annoying. I've read nothing. I've read nothing. I have just gone onto my Instagram and been like, what should I name myself? I've been doing a lot of Instagram like market research today. I did it on my rat Instagram because I want to like I want to draw. I have drawn rats, but I'd like to do like rat t-shirts because you know that's a market that I could get into. And I specifically said to people, because I used yep, I'm with you. I had used a picture of me in one of the t-shirts that I made of a rat, and it's a rat and it says Manchego, Manchego, Manchego all over the background of it because the rat's called Manchego. And I was like, people probably aren't going to go to my website and be like, oh, let's buy a random t-shirt of a rat called Manchego. So I was said to people, like, what sort of t-shirt designs would you like? Thinking people might say, oh, I'd love a t-shirt that says this, or I'd love a t-shirt with this sort of a rat on it or something. And instead, I just got a bunch of people being like, draw Piggy and Mo, who are my two rats. I had people asking for Scooshy, who is one of my friend's rats. And then I just had a bunch of people asking for their own rats. And I was like, that's not. I want like if I draw your rat and make it into a like I'd have to charge you like 60 quid because I'd have to charge you the 20 odd quid for the commissioned drawing. And then to order one t-shirt, it costs me 30. So that's not what I want to do because I'm not going to make any money. You know? I wanted to do a design that I could then order multiple t-shirts of. So I don't know. But yeah, I don't know what to rename the art business anyway. And then there was a joke that I should like have a ratty art business for the rat t-shirts that's like the rat fan club or something. Because the way it's going, it is literally gonna be like a fucking as if these rats are in a band. It's like, do you want the squishy? Do you want the piggy t-shirt? But I don't know. Did your link say? I did send it, but maybe I sent it in the wrong place. I don't know. I think that's probably very likely. I will find you somewhere on Discord when I find. I think you wrote in the Gerbit chat. You did write in the Gerbit chat, so I will message it on there. If it'll let me, it should let me. That should work. That is the correct link, so it should work. I think it was Twitter, but I've sent it on Discord now, so we'll go with that and we'll see what happens. Literally. Oh, and I've also got a message from Hannah, well, it's on the Discord, telling me she's not sending me monster porn. Which I'm grateful for. Because, yeah. Love that. Love that. Why do people always message me when I'm live? Oh gosh, yes. Move to bed. I'm already here. I am always here. I cannot wait to not always be here. Oh, I just closed my eyes. We have found them. Hello. I'm not alone anymore.
I'm not the same person.
We've proved it. We have proven we are different people.
Yeah.
Finally. Woo. What have you been reading? Or have you been studying again?
Well, I've been looking through pictures because my parents asked me to look at through like an old memory card, and I found like pictures from 2015.
Oh wow.
It was very funny because some of them have been from my youth nature organization. I was like, oh, I can upload it to our shared drive and putting all the pictures on. It was really funny because I didn't even think I would have those pictures anywhere, you know?
Yeah. I found my
Even
mom.
though in that time I took like 3 pictures at an event. Because of course it's a camera.
My stepdad found an old camera or a SD. He found something, and I'll see if I can find the picture because my mum was like, they were sending me pictures like that they'd found, and I mean, these weren't even pictures from 2015. We're talking like 2005. They had pictures from. Oh, where is it? I know there's one on here. And my favorite, when I find it, was this one because that's a little rat. It's me and a rat.
Aww.
I had no recollection of this. And I just love the fact that there's a picture of me as a child with a rat, having no idea that I would now have all these rats.
Yeah, understandable.
Lizzie's excited. Wait, I've never asked, well, I have asked you, but I've never actually heard you actually say it. How do you pronounce your name?
Okay, it depends, because in English I say Tamar, because that's easier, but in Dutch I would say Tamar.
Tamar. Okay, because in my head it was Tamar, and I was like, I remember asking, and I know that's wrong. That's fine.
Yeah, but in English I say Tamar, because it's more logically sounding, because in Dutch I say Tamar, but that doesn't sound right in English.
Okay, I'm gonna say this, and this might, I don't mean this in any bad way, but it reminds me of Dahmer, as in the cannibal. Thankfully with a T, not a D. I don't think we'll get you confused. I mean, I never know. I haven't seen what's in your fridge, so.
I'm a vegetarian. I don't eat
Gil. You picked the perfect time to point that out.
It's fine.
I love it. I love it. Like, how do we know you're not cannibal? I'm vegetarian. That tracks. It tracks.
Oh, it's fine. Almost like half the people I know pronounce it wrong.
I didn't know there was a river.
I went to the river this year as a holiday in England. There's a river in England, and I went there on holidays. It's in like Cornwall, that area where Lucy grew up as well. Cornwall, Devon, like that site. It's like the border of the river.
Oh yeah.
It's like a very ugly river, but it was a very nice area. It was just very muddy, you know.
Yeah. Oh, Ashley's back. I'm gonna assume that Ashley just went off and like watched TikTok. So I'm guessing it's River Tamar. I'm never gonna get it right now that I now know there's two different ways.
It's also like not the way, because my name is Hebrew from its origins, and when I met like a person that is Jewish, they said, yeah, but we don't pronounce it that way either. So it's like, okay.
Well, Ashley's Jewish, and I don't know if she's fluent in Hebrew, but I know she like teaches Hebrew, so
then you must be some way capable.
Oh,
you
I
hope.
have been instructed to show this picture. Right, so the river is Tamar. Right, okay. I'll remember that because there's the River Tay. Got it. Oh.
True. But that's the same in English, you know. It's not
True.
the same everywhere.
But you also you have Dutch and Hebrew. That's two complex versions.
Yeah, because of course the origin of the name is Hebrew because it's also a name in the Bible. But then my dad and mom decided to use the Dutch pronunciation, and that even in Dutch you have two separate ways to pronounce it.
Yeah. I knew once we mentioned Hebrew, Ashley was gonna come in the comments. She was just gonna be like, "There we go." So yeah, I did no reading. I did very little work. I just have a list of names, and then the names I like, they aren't available on Instagram. And I can't wait.
I think that's why I'm still settling on this name, because it's everywhere available, and I'm like, that's so easy because I can just say, if this username doesn't exist on it, then it's not an account I have.
Yeah.
It's except for like old accounts of the things that I don't want like linked to this. My Wattpad.
When I was setting up my Rattery email, I'm Novella Rats. I'm Novella on everything, and Novella Rats at Gmail was taken, and I'm like, who's going around with my name and rats? Like, I don't understand. Also, we have another friend.
Hello. This is probably going to be really bad quality because I am on my phone in my room and Remy is biting my toes. So
it's literally better quality than mine is.
Well, I maybe have to go this way and then you can actually see me. But here's Remy, the old grump.
Oh, hi, Bubba boy.
And he hates me picking up like this, so I'll just put him down.
So does Watch.
But yeah, that was the picture. That was around on the picture. But yeah, Hebrew is way too old, and many communities in diaspora evolved pronouncing things differently, and then all the Jewish languages from around the world have like obviously different influences from like Arabic and German, etc. So that affects how things pronounced differently. So like, not even the Jews know how to pronounce the Hebrew words, so it's cool. at least the Jews I've met, no one can agree on anything, but that's just a Jewish thing. Everyone disagrees about everything.
Good to know.
Even like the most important laws and stuff, they just disagree. So
True.
Don't we all?
pronunciation, that really doesn't matter.
I wish pronunciation didn't matter in other languages, because I just want to read. I don't need Duolingo to tell me I'm saying it wrong, even though Duolingo doesn't even know if you're saying it right or wrong.
Try doing Yiddish on Duolingo.
Try doing Scots Gaelic. Oh, the audio
No,
quality
thanks.
is horrific because it's just people from the Outer Hebrides recording on their phones. And then
I
everyone
tried
pronounces things
learning-
differently, actually. That's a good point. They do that as well.
I tried learning Esperanto, which doesn't even have the spoken version
Oh,
on
God.
Duolingo.
Yeah.
But I gave up because it was still like it has a lot of influences from Spanish, and I am not good at those languages because I don't know anything about them, because I only had German, French, and English and Dutch, which is still a lot, but not enough. And I'm now trying like a little bit of French and English, because I learned like English word structures with like words like however I don't know anything about actually, because I just use it and I
Yeah.
think it will be fine. And then I'm like reading it on Duolingo, I'm like, this is wrong. But like nobody cares.
I try to do French on Duolingo, and like, I don't know if I'm actually improving or if I just remember things from school. But all I know is that I have vocabulary, but you want me to make a sentence and it's gone. Like, I don't know how to put words together. I don't know the grammar.
I dislike how Duolingo doesn't teach you how the grammar works. Like,
It used to. It used to have a little bit that you could go on and read about it. And then now, especially with the update where it's like the stepping stones, because I even remember.
oh God, Remy, thanks. Just pissed on my hand.
I remember like Duo used to tell you specifically to like not focus on one of the like subjects at once, like to mix in and out. And now you can't do that. Now it's a stepping stone, like you must do this one. And I'm just like, I'm paying for premium here, which I'm not paying for anymore. I need to go in and cancel that because I can't afford it. But I think I just need to like watch Bluey in French. Or just go to France. I'll just go live in France. I'll just leave the rats. I'll just go live in France, and I'll have to learn because they're not going to speak English, especially if I go to the countryside.
No, I went to France even after having French for 4 years, and I still couldn't do it. I have one or two French people in England that speak English. I know like slang, and my pen pal that I speak English with, but that's it.
I just never speak French. And then like I went to Paris, and I would try when I was buying things, but I definitely wasn't like conversational. And now like there's a man, a French guy that has, it's like a French, I don't want to call it a grocery shop, but he sells like French foods in Scotland. And he was at a craft fair. And I couldn't even bring myself to just like say hello because I was just like, I'm so out of practice. It's just embarrassing. And he was like, no, try. And he's like, we think it's cute. And I was like, no, not cute. Just speak to Celine in French. Oh, look, because she hates not speaking English with us. This is the thing, though. Like, I could be like, hello. I could even say, what are you reading? Like, I don't even know how to say that. Like, I can say hello, and I could say book.
Livre.
Yeah. But yeah, with French, I remember like kind of how it's structured grammarly. So then when I'm doing Duolingo, I can understand the forms, but for example, counting in French, I recently learned from one of my Belgian bookish friends that it also depends on the country, because Belgium, France, and Canadians count differently in French.
But they do maths to count. I don't need to learn multiple maths. I just need to remember
But
the
it's like in one you have 4 times 20, and in the other ones they do like 60 plus 20 to make 80.
basically, I can count up to about 60 in French, and then that's when I stop, whatever country I'm in.
My favorite French number is
60.
80.
Why?
80. 420s.
Yeah.
What French? What do you mean?
Oh, 90s 90. 420s and
Yeah.
10.
Oh, 99 is like 99.
Yeah.
420s 10-9. Like, what even in the fuck?
See,
Could you not think of a number for 99?
no. I don't put enough effort in to learn a language, but then I'm like half bilingual anyway because of the Scots part, which I know people like to argue it's not a language. It is. It's just the way it's used now, we don't use it in its entirety. But if you give me like my most viewed video, or like one of my most popular videos, is me reading the first chapter of a certain wizard book that we do not name anymore, in Scots. And I just had a comment the other day with someone like begging me to read chapter 2, and I was like, I don't even think I own this. And like, I'm not enough that I can read it like just at my normal reading pace. I kind of have to read it slower and think about it, but I can understand it, and I can understand what the words mean like pretty quickly. But then it's like, I also want to learn Gaelic. Again, don't even remember which is the correct pronunciation. And it annoys me, but it annoys me that I don't speak that. Like, I should be bilingual, but the English.
Sorry. Although I can only apologise half, because the other half of me is Jews that were persecuted and moved all around the fucking globe. So
yeah,
we're not colonising anyone.
That's not really like the idea.
My mom hated that we did French at school because it's not useful, and I was like, I want to read Les Mis in French, and you know, never mind that it's old French, and it's old.
Remy's literally shitting on the bed,
as we all do. Ooh, you know, we went to Sweden. I wish there was a site like Duolingo that worked. Like, because I don't want to like pay to learn. I mean, I say that when I've paid for Duolingo Premium, but that was by accident. But
it's like, also I don't want to pay to learn, like studying.
Yeah. Like, I'm from Scotland. I can go to university for free. We don't have to pay for that sort of thing. So you're telling me if I want to go learn a language, I've got to go and pay for a tutor? Like, no. And that is why Lizzie is
with your Scottish
in this
free studying. I do pay money for it.
Well, I'm gonna whip out my sociolinguistics course that I did in my undergrad for this comment here. The difference between a language and a dialect is purely political.
But also I was going to say, to argue to Lizzie's point, Welsh is a language in the same way that Scots Gaelic is a language. Scots is different from Welsh and Gaelic because it's like derived in English. I don't know if it's derived in English, but I don't know.
But you could say that about Yiddish. You could say that Yiddish is not a language because it's like
I'm not
German and Hebrew, but it is.
I'm not saying Scots isn't a language. I'm just saying that it's different in the sense that like Welsh is very clearly its own language. It's got its own alphabet and its own like system. Whereas Scots, it's like, I mean, it's hard for me to judge because I'm like, I could look at it and be like, well, it makes sense. Like, I understand why that word means this, but then maybe I understand it means that because I've always known it as that. I'm trying to think of an example. I mean, like out for out. to me it just makes sense. Like, yeah, it's exactly the same, and of course it's just a replacement, but maybe to other people it's like, why do you get oot? You know? So like it's the same but different. But yeah, it's definitely a language rather than a dialect. I think people just think it's slang. They're like, oh, you're saying that, like, have you got any bairns? Have you got any wains? Well, wain, here we go. So where I'm from, kids are called bairns. I don't know why. I think maybe it could come from like bairn, as in like you know how you've bore a child, and maybe it comes from that. But Glasgow and also Bonesway, they say Wayne, Wean, or your Wains. That definitely comes as that's a contraction of wee one, which is obviously your little one. So that sort of makes sense. But also to go back to the Welsh comment, it reminds me that I have this banner from my streams before, because I spent about an hour voice noting with Keris, who I don't think she's making videos anymore. But I think she was Library of Keris, but I can't quite remember. But she's Welsh, and she taught me how to say that place name, and it's my favorite fun fact about me because it's so fun to say. So that just reminded me of that.
As well as you saying that about the children, that's also in Fries, which is like a language in my country, the second language in my country. It's also the same word. It's also bairn.
Oh.
So I was like, I remember something about this, and I lived there for a few years of my life, and my mom kind of speaks it sometimes. So I was like, I remember that.
See, it's so cool. It's like how up in the very like Highlands of Scotland, like Shetland, the accent there literally sounds like Norwegian and like Scandinavian, because obviously it's so freaking close. And oh my god,
This is what I mean when I say the difference between a language and a dialect is entirely political. Entirely.
Newfoundland sound Irish. Like,
well, they did come from Irish people, but it's entirely political. Like, one of the case studies we were talking about is how during the separation of Pakistan and India, obviously all of those people who lived on that border spoke the same language, but because that divide was so politicized, I can't remember now which way round it is, but one of them was using like basically two different alphabets, and that's literally the only difference between the two languages, is which alphabet it's written in, but the actual language is the same, and when you speak them, they're mutually intelligible because of the same language, but they are considered different languages because of the political divide.
Yeah.
And that's the same for a lot of languages worldwide, that the only reason there's a difference in the languages is because there's like a border or some like political situation.
I suppose it's
like Czech and Slovakian, basically the same language.
I suppose it's like French, and like French Canadian and French, like Belgian French. It's like, or even is it Switzerland? They've got like the French area.
They got French as well.
So it's like,
yeah,
it is likely that it's just all the same. It's just slight differences in how you say things.
But like, even if you think about the border between France and Spain, the people who live very close to the border, yes, they might actually speak different languages now just because of how like language is standardized because of like internet and stuff like that. But like a couple of 100 years ago, like across the border, they wouldn't have spoken that differently.
No.
Like that's just not how languages work. Like they would have spoken some form of a Romance language that was the same. But now, because of like globalization and the internet and stuff, languages are more like distinct in that sort of way because people have like tried to standardize them, but naturally they ain't like that.
Yeah. For example, here I live close to the German border, like very close, and the dialect here is the same, almost the same as the dialect in the German side, even though because both have like one has the Dutch influences and the other one has the German influences. Which when they both speak in dialect, they can understand each other, but not if one tries to speak German and the other one tries to speak Dutch. They cannot understand each other.
That's so cool. Sin fear put going go gerch and trouble lentilio go go go. I think I haven't said it in a while, and I said it without looking at it. I just loved it because I literally spent about 20 minutes just learning how to go, and it's so fun. I also have this banner. Welcome to the Hannah Hype Train. Next stop, no clue. Wherever Jekyll and Hyde are. I don't know what live show that was for. Hannah's not even here, but I hope she feels loved that I still have the Hype Train banner. Thanks. The one thing I'm good at. Speaking. Remy. Look at that curly fur. He just looked like a roly-poly boy. He just looks like he's got a bunch of fat rolls. He's like a Shar-Pei.
What are you planning to do in the next sprint, Emma, instead of like looking at your spreadsheet?
I think I will read.
So what are you going to pick up?
Don't ask me hard questions. I think, yeah. Isaac and the Egg. I've made the decision. That's what I will read.
I might read as well. I need to read this.
Right, I must go because my phone is on 11%.
Bye, Ashley.
It was nice having a chat.
It was. See
And I
ya.
hope you enjoyed Remy.
Oh, we
Goodbye.
did. Bye.
Bye. But this one, which is
that's so pretty.
It's also very gay.
Like, that's even better.
The sister of the main character is likes girls, and it's I've read a chapter so far, but it's about them when they it first gets introduced and her sister coming out, and they going to Pride with her parents, and then her dad passes away from an illness, and then everything becomes gray, and her little sister wants to make her life colorful again, and that's kind of what the book's about.
Oh, that's cute.
And I haven't read Me, My Dad, and the End of the Rainbow yet, but this one was on the buy one get one half price style when I was in England, and I wanted to get another book on the style as well, so I got this one.
Yeah,
because I heard great things about the author, and it also has the rainbow edge. So
yeah,
you know.
That's my downfall. Like, I'll see a book, especially with hardcovers, and I'll be like, oh, it sounds okay. And then I look under the hardcover and I'm like, oh, well, that's pretty. I need that one.
True.
It is a weird ass egg book. I think the last thing that I read was, oh no, it was a bit before that, but the egg, chapter 1 ends with, as if in answer, the egg opens its eyes. And that was after it took its coat off. Its shell wasn't a shell, it was a coat, and I'm very confused. But
my next chapter title is The Legendary Food Fight.
Oh. Mine's just
and the first sentence is duck with exclamation points.
The last Firefox opens with the kid basically being chased by a goose, and I was sold from that moment. Yes, all straight edges. Okay, it's 1:45, so let's sprint again. Yeah. I will read. I will do it. You have permission to yell at me if I don't. I read 30 pages. I'm also going to delete these bots because no.
Yeah. I have to check how much I read because I was first doing other things. I read 22 pages.
Nice.
And I checked out the last pictures that were on this card. I sent an email and I put some books into Goodreads as like want to read on my shelves. And you see some there.
I
It's
went
so,
on.
and it's never gonna fit, but I'm gonna move. And then we're just gonna pretend it doesn't. I'm gonna get a second bookshelf because I got 72 books in 2022.
Well, I went on
30. But
that works out. I shook because I went on the Rat Society forum, and we've got like a sub forum called Booklist 2023, and it's where people share like the books they're reading. And someone who I didn't even know was a reader was like, can't be arsed writing them all out, but here are all the books that I've read so far this year. They've read 22 books. It's the 8th day of the month of the year. And it's like it's all like the DCI like inspector book. So it's like DCI Michael York thriller #2, DCI Pilgrim #5, and all of this stuff.
I'm sure there are those.
I don't know like about all of them. I am actually going to look and see. But like, surely they're not like tiny. Like, let me find DCI Pilgrim, because like they're like, how do you read 22 books?
The
You're not going to
holidays.
tell me how long, are you?
Still,
Oh, I hate that when they don't tell you how long they are. Like, give me a page count. Give me a page count.
that's
I'm not
why I
getting a
was
page count. Amazing.
use the web version. How?
Axe to grind page count. Who wrote this book? Freen. I think they're all like Kindle series.
Yeah, but there is a paperback of the first one.
254 pages. So like not massively long, but not short either. And I'm just like,
I've
they've
finished
got
one book so far.
their Goodreads goal is for 365 books, and they're 15 books ahead of schedule. I'm just like,
Might as well just give up.
I'm literally like, okay, like, do you know, I'm quite content reading as much as I read, but that just shocked me. Like, unless they started a bunch of them in December, but I just
And then still wanting to read like 360 books is like
that's 7 books a week. So Lizzie's probably left now, but just in case, good night. Oh, also, the amount that Lizzie reads in 45 minutes probably could read 365 books in a year. But yeah, that shook me. I was like, okay. Especially because I don't know them as a reader, so I was just like, didn't even expect to see a Goodreads goal. Oh, still here. Go to bed. I also technically have work tomorrow, but I will be awake until 3 a.m. because that's what happens.
I have classes tomorrow from
I love
1 till 8:30.
Relatable. I can't get over 22 books in 8 days.
How are you liking your book, Lizzie?
Well,
and how are you liking your egg book?
It's just getting weirder, and I'm so confused. The egg now, along with eyes, has duck-like feet, a white beard, and very long arms with 3 little yellow sausage fingers on the end. And it screams. And I'm like, I don't understand what the egg is and why it's there. And I know the book's supposed to be all like subtext about grief and things, but I'm just like, I don't understand the egg. But I didn't expect to read 30 pages because I usually read about a page a minute or two. Yeah, about a page a minute. So the fact that I managed 30 in about 45 minutes is not bad. Amazing high fantasy. I don't even know what book, I forgot what book you're reading, but I'm glad it's amazing. Oh, I like how you
The
knew
one
that.
with the big sun on it.
That's the one, the same one. Do you know what I've just realised? I'm only doing these sprints for Ali. The last time Ali commented was at 9:11 saying that she read 20 pages in the last sprint. Ali, where the fuck are you? I know you've got 3 kids and you're currently cooking another one, but like, you summon me for a purpose and then you just leave. It says there's 2 people watching. We know one is Lizzie.
One is me.
Well, oh yeah.
Because I have the tab open.
You're the real one, getting me that view count. So where the fuck is Ali? What a ruse. I need to add this into the Discord and be like, for the record, nobody do sprints when Ali asks for sprints because she disappears.
But how many books have you read this year so far? Only the Firefox?
I've only read the last Firefox.
Yeah, I've only read Amari.
I need to read that.
It's so good.
I have not heard one person dislike it.
Yeah, I was very intimidated because everyone loved it, and then I loved it. So
At least
it really has like the having courage and being confident in yourself, even though people are shitty.
I love that.
As well as, of course, the main character is BIPOC, and the authors as well. So it's also integrated in that as well. And it has one of my favorite things that I hate, but love, you know when something happens and you're like, oh shit. But then you're also like, but I love this. But I also don't. For like the fact that you get attached to characters, so you don't like it happening to them, but you like the trope very much.
I don't even think I own it. I've lost track of all the books that I own, and then Hannah gets annoyed with me because she's like, I sent you that for your waypoint, and I'm like, well, I'm sorry, it's in my cupboard, so I don't know what I have.
I don't have everything in my Goodreads, so I'm not now putting things into my Goodreads, but if the books aren't on Goodreads, which sometimes happens with the niche things I read, I just wait until I read it and then go asking, because you cannot add them manually yourself now. So you have to message Goodreads librarian in a like specific group. Like, this is the book, this is the information. Can you please add this?
I kind of get why, but like, it's annoying. I added a like a blank one. It's just like titled X, so that whenever I have if I read a manuscript or something and I obviously can't include it because it doesn't exist yet, I'd be like, go on, I've read this one. So it's like, you've read this book 7 times. I'm like, I really haven't. It's different each time. At least Lizzie appreciates. Even if Ali doesn't.
I have also so many books still currently reading that I'm like,
I hate having loads of books am I currently reading because I feel stressed that they're unfinished, but I can't help myself because I need to have a Kindle book on the go so that when like I've got the lights off and I'm in bed, I can read that. Then also we've just jumped up to 5 viewers, so like hello. Probably people from the Discord. Oh, and you've frozen. Oh, you're back.
I just moved.
Yeah, you moved and it was like no. So yeah, it's probably people from the Discord that are like, oh, Emma's still sprinting, let's go. But yeah, I got distracted by the viewers and I don't know what I was saying, but sure.
The amount of books you're reading.
Yes. So I have my Kindle one to like read at night, and then I have a physical one, but sometimes I have two physical, especially if it's like a non-fiction, I'll have a fiction. And then I've been reading a Gregory Maguire book since last January, just because it's like a slow, kind of denser read, and then I stopped reading. So I need to keep on with that. And I have a second Kindle book because I was reading it in last year, didn't finish it in December, and it doesn't fit with my current Gerbit prompts, but I think it'll fit like the child or the teen. So I'm just like holding off for now. But oh, I need to finish some stuff. Yes, you do need to go to bed. Go to bed. I mean, you're the only person commenting because Ali fucked off. I'm gonna rename these sprints as like, I don't know, something about Ali conning me into sprinting. I'm glad you loved seeing our faces. And yes, more lives. When I choose, not when Ali chooses.
I have all these books on the go.
Ooh, at least there's a short one.
Yeah, this one is for my study. It's an essay on theology, but like about like racism and discrimination. So it's actually interesting. But I'm going to finish this one tomorrow on the train, or the other day on the train back. Then I have the thriller I'm currently reading, but it's a chunker, and I'm so fine. So it's in parts, and I've read the first part.
Oh well.
Of the first part, like in parts and then in parts.
Oh gosh.
But it's just more like a slow read whenever I get to it, and I'm currently not in the mood to continue, even though I'm interested.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm reading my squirrel book.
Mm.
But that one is also like, because it doesn't have human main characters, it's less intriguing sometimes because humans are just more. I can connect easier to humans than to squirrels, you know?
I love that. I've got a pile of books that like deal with rats or feature rats, but I don't think any of them are from the rats like perspective. There's at least a human involved.
Yeah, this one does just the squirrels, and then also it's like Watership Down or Duncan Woods kind of vibes. It's a genre, you know, of these kind of books, and we own a lot of them. And I mean, Peter Rabbit is also, but that's way easier to read. Those books, because they're comics. Well, depends on which one you have. We have like very huge ones with like huge drawings. But I reread them 2 years ago, I think, all the ones we owned. We also have like the movies on like the big box DVD thing.
Oh yeah.
And I still have a lot of other books on my Goodreads. I have the Chronicles of Narnia because I have a companion, which is very big, and I haven't continued in years. And then some webtoons that I'm currently reading that hasn't had the season finished yet, so I'm like having that there, if it's even on Goodreads, because I was like, oh, this is such a popular webtoon, it must be on Goodreads, and then it wasn't. Like even webtoons that are based on actual novels, like Not Even Bones, which is based on like a supernatural horror book. The graphic novel version on webtoon is like amazing. I read it during October, but then it isn't on Goodreads, and I'm like, but this is like by an actual author.
They were just like, no, don't get to count that.
Yeah, I was like, oh. So I had to really look because I was aiming for the 80 at the end of the year. My Goodreads goal was 45. So, but I was aiming at 80 for the end of the year. But I came into a slump. I finished 5 books, but they were all very short at the end of the year. So then I was like, okay, which of these webtoons that I finished this year are on Goodreads? And then I found out that like one of my trashy romance ones was on it. So I was like, normally not even going to add it because it's kind of like almost heading into smut, but that's not possible on webtoon, so it's not. But it's like very heavy romantic, and the only good thing about it is that it has amazing mental health rep. Which sometimes, like, you read romance. I don't love romance because I'm ace, so sometimes like. But then you get into it, and then there is like so much great mental health representation about like anxiety and PTSD and things like that, and I'm like, that's super interesting.
I'll put up with the romance for the good rep. That was me with Talia Hibbert. I've not read the first one. I think I just went straight in to the third one because that's the one that was like fully autism rep. And I remember reading it and being like annoyed because at that point I was very like, I do not read romance. And I just remember reading it and being like, I'm not enjoying this. I definitely am not enjoying this. And then I had to admit, like, yeah, okay, it was actually all right.
Yeah, for me, it's like I really enjoy fluffy romance, and in combination with fantasy, I like queer romance on webtoons as well. But more if it has to have something else, to besides that I have been reading. But it's like fluffy romance any day, anytime. Because like Heartstopper and there's one called. It has a very weird name. Let me find it. I think it's called, and then but the name is supposed to not make sense with the story. So, but it's literally my favorite. It's called Lemon Soda and Coffee.
All right.
It's about this guy falling in love with his neighbor who has a little kid, and it's like the fucking cutest thing ever.
Oh.
Because you can see them just slowly growing together, and this little kid is the cutest as well, and it's just like very wholesome, and I like some wholesome romance. And it's also like very friends to lovers.
All right. I read a few romance, like festive romance over Christmas, and it's like I can't decide. Like, I don't dislike romance, but I don't quite like it either. And I've obviously got to like find the niche that I enjoy about it. But I have been like buying more, or like I've been adding more to my wish list, and it's really weird because I feel like my readings just changed. Like, I don't know what I like anymore, but this year I just feel like I want to read everything. And so it's going to be a very interesting reading year. Because everyone, like, they'll, like, haul a book and it'll be like, this is a major high fantasy with orcs. And I'll be like, I want it. Where, like, 2 years ago, I'd have been like, oh, no, don't give me that. But I don't know, I think just because I slumped so much last year and I just didn't really read anything at all, I'd say that I read like 30 books, but I'm just like, it's like I'm starting again fresh and I'm just like relearning the books that I like. So it's really exciting.
Yeah, last year I bought a really mixed bag of like epic fantasy and then middle grade fantasy mostly, and I also have like some contemporary because I'm always like I need to have some contemporary for when I need it.
Yeah.
Palette cleanser, like contemporary romance, and I think I have some YA, but then it's mostly like academia vibes. Like I have Threadneedle, and I have The Left-Hand Booksellers of London by Garth Nix, which are kind of like more bookish vibes. And I think not very romance based, which I find important for my YA. and that's sometimes why I'm easier to buy like normal like adult epic fantasy because it focuses less on romance. And
Yeah.
I only read that in graphic novel format because then I can see sparks instead of having to read cringe about how people interact.
Yeah. I used to be
And
very
then I also don't like the very I don't like fae romance.
I can't. No, my waypoint book this month from Hannah it's like I think it's a middle grade and it's got fairies in it, and I'm like, you have fairies which are like child middle grade type fairies, and then you have fae which are like the teen romance. Ugh. I cannot stand the teen ones, but see the fairies in like kid middle grade, they terrify me. I think they're scary. But this book sounds so good. I can't even remember what it's about now. I just remember fairies and fox. And I'm very excited to read it. But oh no, I cannot do like YA fae. Like, no.
I've read A Court of Thorns and Roses and I gave it 3.5 stars. I read The Cruel Prince, I gave it 3.5 stars because I thought the writing in those was pretty decent. Especially Cruel Prince was pretty okay writing. And everything was okay about it, besides that I really don't like fae romance.
I gave ACOTAR 3. And then I also read the second one and gave it 3 because I was promised the second one was better and it wasn't. The
I
Cruel
gave
Prince,
it
I hated, but I gave it 3 apparently. Oh, did not like them. They're the only ones that I've read, and I just refuse to touch any others.
ACOTAR I didn't continue because I was told it only got worse with like the romance part, and I was like, that's not what I'm enjoying about this.
No. Not at all. Well, Ali is not responding to the tag calling her out. So, since I'm supposed to be going to bed early and getting up early, I'm going to call it a night. Thank you very much for joining me.
Yeah, I need to go to sleep as well.
Yeah.
It's 1 hour later here.
Yeah, it's late there. But yeah, thank you for joining, keeping me company. And I don't know when I'll next be sprinting. Sometime. Eventually. Maybe I'm busy Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe Friday. Or the next again week. I don't know. There's too much going on. We'll see how I get on with my...
See you when we see you.
Exactly. When I need to read. When I'm like, I'm busy, I got stuff to do. But yeah. And yeah. I hate ending lives. I'm always just like, oh yeah, bye. Okay, yeah, sure. Whatever. Press end broadcast. Let's do it. Has it ended yet?